Hey there! So, clickbait. Do you use them on your own YouTube videos? And if you do, what do you think about it? I'm sure when I mention the word clickbait, there will be two groups for this. You either love clickbait a lot or you hate it with every ounce of energy you have in your body. I think the topic about clickbait is so sensitive that sometimes people try their best to, stay out of the topic and never bring this up. But one thing I find very strange is that every single person that starts a new YouTube channel has this problem. They generally hate to use clickbait. But I have to say, for anyone who thinks like that, you are absolutely wrong and you will jeopardize your YouTube channel if you continue to behave this way. But then again, not your fault. I just think that everyone's definition of clickbait is so different these days that it needs to be clarified first before we can talk about why clickbait can be so effective. When I first started my YouTube channel, I told myself that I will never use clickbait. I said that if I want to say something, I will be direct because I do not want to waste people's time. And so I created my first couple of videos with thumbnails like this. Very obvious, and it says exactly what you're going to get if you were to watch my video. But unfortunately, that's backfired. Have a look at the click-through rate here. Just absolutely horrible, and safe to say, this video never made it. And this is where I started thinking really hard about clickbait. You see, my initial understanding of the term clickbait was wrong. I thought that clickbait meant creating a very clickable thumbnail, but the video has got nothing to do with the thumbnail. Turns out I was extremely wrong about clickbait because this whole clickbait thing has been in existence in every media platform. Check out the news here. How many of these titles are meant to make you click? How many of these often have a negative thumbnail and a title? And let's be honest here, do you really think that the content in the article is as bad as the title says? 90% of the time they are taken out of context, I'm sure. As I start to open up my mind about the possibility of clickbait and maybe I shouldn't be ethical as well, I start to see things from a different perspective. So I started to make my thumbnails a little bit more clickbaity. I don't want them to look a bit too extreme or too exaggerated, but it should be just enough to get people to click on it. And look what happens. My click-through rate reached an all-time high and I'm getting more views than usual. This only explains one thing. Curiosity is what gets people to click on your video. Is it ethical? Maybe not. Some people just hate clickbait. But from my experience, after I have been on both ends, I just have to say that clickbait can be very effective, especially on YouTube. And we should all start thinking about creating clickbaity thumbnails. Think about it this way. For me to create a video takes a lot of time and effort. There's the scripting, the recording, and the editing. If you want to create a really good video that gets people watching, then you really need to hit the target on all of these three categories. But it isn't easy, right? Doing all of these three things may take you a day or 2 days or even 1 week. And once you do put in the effort and time, don't you want people to watch your video? I mean, it doesn't matter how good your video is. If no one is going to click it, then you're going to get 0 views and 0 watch time. Which is why it is important to get your viewers' attention first. Then you can compensate with an extremely good video. Every big YouTube channel does it, and they do it really well. Graham Stephan always exhibits concern and anger in his thumbnails because people are more likely to click on something that worries them. TechLead's thumbnail recently has also changed. They contain fire and blood, and it kind of shows urgency and danger and warning. Humans tend to react naturally to danger due to self-defense and are less likely to respond to something good. Just have a think about it. In your mind, how often do you think about things you don't have rather than things you have? Now, of course, there is one very important rule about using clickbait. If you decide to do this, then you need to make sure your content actually delivers. I've been using clickbait in a lot of my videos, and I've never seen anyone claim that I misled them or I've wasted their time. You don't have to be talking about that topic all the time. You can take things out of context. Just make sure you don't take it too far. And I believe this is where clickbait goes wrong and why some people refuse to use clickbait. It is because there are some videos out there that are unable to deliver the message that they promise their viewers. It is really hard, to be honest, but one thing's for certain. If you can create a really good video that is worth your viewers' time, then I promise you, your viewers will not complain. As a matter of fact, they can help increase your engagement rate. And I understand what you're thinking. If you have something good to share, then people are going to watch it no matter what. Now, that's true, but that sort of thinking only applies to the minority viewers. If you really want to grow your YouTube channel, then you need to get more views, and those views will bring in more subscribers, right? So you need to think what the viewers are thinking instead of what you are thinking, because you are the minority here. Do you know what I mean? It is actually psychology and business. Have a look around you, for instance. How many brands out there can you think of that are doing this day in, day out? McDonald's, for example, they're not going to put up an advertisement on a billboard that says, hey, check out our burger. They are cheap and fast and tasty. Instead, their billboard is going to say, I'm loving it. Or Nike and their slogan, just do it. Their slogan is always accompanied by a Nike product or a celebrity working really hard. These are all done on purpose to make their products relatable to you. They're all playing with your mind. And it goes without saying, Film Booth did this really well when he made the switch from non-clickbaity titles to clickbaity titles that actually delivers the message. Just have a look and study these thumbnails. It doesn't say much, yet it says a lot at the same time. I know this is very hard to understand. I didn't understand this as well when other YouTubers told me that I should be creating thumbnails and titles that are a little bit more clickbaity. Back then, I refused to. I had so much pride and ego, and I stand by what I believe in. But as I created 20 videos, 50 videos, 100 videos, I started thinking, what the hell am I doing here? I'm wasting so much time creating all these videos that no one is going to watch just because I was too stubborn to change my thumbnails. And it is not to say my videos are bad. People do enjoy watching them. But I ended up getting less views than usual, and my YouTube channel is growing slower than usual just because I refuse to try using clickbaity thumbnails. And my channel would have grown so much faster if I did not waste 1 year on my YouTube channel creating thumbnails that are so direct that nobody would ever click on them, even though the video provides tons of value. But here's the thing, once I start creating clickbaity thumbnails, I realized that I actually did not understand what other YouTubers meant when they said clickbait. So this is what I want you to do. The next time you hear someone telling you to create clickbaity thumbnails, pause, think, and ask them, what exactly do you mean by clickbait? Everyone's definition is different. It's like me saying, I want to make enough money so that I can quit my job and retire. But the question people often forget to ask is, how much are we talking about? We automatically assume that what is considered enough to us is also going to be enough for them, and that is just wrong. So this also applies to clickbait. What exactly do you mean by clickbait? Do not put your own self-belief onto others. This is actually the most dangerous thing you can ever do for your YouTube channel. If you want to learn more about clickbait, I highly suggest you check out Veritism and how he explains the use of clickbait helped propel his channel to new heights. I'll leave a link down in the description below. One more thing I forgot to mention. Making a clickbaity thumbnail is actually a lot harder than it sounds. It's not just creating whatever pops in your head. It takes a lot of practice to get it right. So my suggestion to you is to start thinking about it and start planning as soon as you can. And of course, to back up your clickbaity thumbnail, you will need to create a video that gets your viewers watching. This also means that you must aim to get your viewers watching longer, preferably the entire video, and only then will you see your YouTube channel grow. Alright, that's it from me. Thumbs up, sub, that would be very much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.